Hello, my friends! How are we doing tonight? My name is Syed. I come here from Pakistan for studies. I do stand up to help me make friends and to help me overcome a stutter that I have. So I tell you some jokes and then hopefully we all be friends, okay? I was having a conversation recently with a white friend of mine, and I asked him how it's going, and he says to me, just another day in paradise. And I know, of course, this is white man code. For I am thinking about killing myself. Please help me. I think when white men say this, what they mean is every night before they go to bed, they put their gun in their mouth. And try to muster up balls to finally do it by picturing a high school in their throat. This was dark. Oh my God, why do I always open with this joke? Make some noise if you are in therapy, huh? Losers. I tried therapy one time and she said to me that when I'm feeling anxious, that I should take a deep breath and count backwards from 10 out loud. But unfortunately, I look like this. And what makes me anxious is being on a crowded airplane. And I get to about 6 before I'm the least anxious person on flight. Sucks to suck. Oh my God, I'm so funny. Type shit. Make some noise and how do you say this phrase if you eat pussy, yeah? Pussy eaters in the house? Hell yeah, bro, let's go. I eat pussy like it's breakfast. I skip it. Pretty much for the same reason too. This is an extra half hour that I could have been sleeping, right boys? Kiss me, bro. Kiss me, bro. is a fake accent. Truth is, I'm a Scorpio, you know? Any chance I have to lie to like 100 people at the same time, I have to do it. It's part of who I am as a Scorpio. I am really a South Asian brown man though. This lends to some awkward misunderstandings with the opposite sex about my culture. I was out on a date with a girl who caught me looking on some other girl's Snapchat. She goes, "Who is that? Some other girl who you're trying to date, huh?" And I go, "Excuse you, that's my cousin, okay?" And she felt so stupid, even though we were both right. I also really do have a stutter. You can't tell. I don't much care for it. I didn't care for it when I was in the 4th grade, and the substitute teacher would ask us to go around and say our name, and as I was actively stuttering, trying to say my own name, the cool kid in the back of the room shouted out, "Remix!" and like that. It made me feel good about myself. Also, as a stutterer, I have certain words that help me get from one word to the next. Words like and like, so on and so forth. But the thing is that you don't pick these words, your brain picks them for you, and then you just kind of hear yourself saying them. And one of my words to help me get from one word to the next is the word fucking. Which changes the tone of everything I have to say. Because I have friends with kids, and sometimes they'll bring their kids when we hang out. So I'll ask them, trying to be cool about it, but what comes out is, "Hey, are you gonna bring your fucking kids?" Which is always how I feel. Those aren't the words I would choose. I would choose my own words. It's not too bad though. What does suck is when my friend asks me what my other friend is, and I, as a Muslim, have to say, "I think he's fucking Jewish." Which is always how I feel, but those aren't the words I pick on. It's not true, it's not true. Earlier in this set, I joked about something I probably shouldn't joke about. Seemed to do okay. Let's see how a second one does. I live in a small white mega town called Franklin, Wisconsin. Every day when I step out of the house, the looks people give me makes me feel like it's me against the world. Trade Center. We have just been informed a second joke has just hit. What? I told that joke in Janesville, Wisconsin. And an old man in the front row yelled out, "Children die, it's not funny." And I felt terrible, because I knew that coming up in my set was like 3 abortion jokes in a row. Which I still told. What was I gonna do, not tell those jokes? I made them. Those jokes wanted to live. This next joke, people either hate it because they think I'm serious, or they love it because they think that I'm serious. But I had a friend who got pregnant and then she got rid of it. And the next week was her birthday. And I know she didn't time it that way, but I thought, wow, what a time to celebrate the time that you were born, right? I guess not everyone gets to have that. I struggled with what to get her. And I know that the rule when you don't know what to get someone is get them the one thing you know they don't have. But I don't think you should get someone just that, the one thing you know they don't have, right? Because seriously, how am I supposed to buy somebody a conscience, right? Again, I'm not serious. I think most people can tell from watching me up here that I don't actually have any female friends. I think I made that pretty clear. I'm a fairly woke guy, can't tell. I consider myself a huge ally and advocate for trans people. Usually people clap after I say that. Are you guys from Franklin, Wisconsin? But hell yeah for me for saying that. Really is the main thing. I believe that trans women are women in every way that counts. And that's why when my personal trainer and my longtime friend, who I once knew as Greg, told me that she's trans and that I should start calling her Grace, I immediately, with no hesitation at all, started paying her 16% less than what I was paying Greg for the same job. So, I'll go out on this. I'm not a fan of dating apps. I keep being blocked on them. I don't know. This girl on Hinge told me about a news story that I hadn't heard about yet. She called this man a pedophile rapist, and I've never heard anyone say it that way before. So I assume that a pedophile rapist is someone who rapes pedophiles. Which is kind of awesome. So I said, wow, Jay-Z is even cooler than I thought. All right, that's it for me. Thank you.